Now, my next guest is an award-winning best-selling novelist. She's sold over 25 million books worldwide. Her career, though, has been blighted by a depression that left her unable to write at all. MARIAN KEYES is one of the most successful Irish novelists of all time and has just published her latest book, The Mystery of Mercy Close. MARIAN's first novel, Watermelon, was published in 1995, and since then all of her 11 novels have been major international bestsellers. Her books deal with a variety of problems, including addiction and depression, both of which MARIAN has personally experienced. In 2009, she was hit by a major depressive episode which forced her to stop work and resulted in a breakdown. Thankfully, now with the support of family and friends and a newfound love of cake baking, MARIAN is well on the road to recovery. Well, MARIAN joins me now. Nearly 4 years since you did a telly interview. Too long. Too long.
Well, thank you, but I'm so delighted my return is with you.
Oh, it's great. It's great to see you. I love the fact that cake has played quite a big part in getting you better.
Well, quite a big part, unfortunately, yeah. Well, yeah, when things were very, very bad and I wasn't able to concentrate on reading or anything, and people were saying, oh, try yoga and try, you know, meditation and all these things will cure your depression. And actually, I started baking, and it really, really helped. I baked kind of compulsively, obsessively for about a year, and it got me through.
Yeah, and you're fine now, or you're okay? How are you doing?
I'm about 70%. I've definitely got more good days than bad days now, definitely, yeah, which is wonderful. No, I'm delighted.
And I think the fact that you talked about it, the fact that you were so open about it, has helped many people, because you know it's still even in this day and age, people are still ashamed, which they shouldn't be, are a bit secretive, or they don't want to admit that they've got any sort of problems with depression.
Yeah, I mean, I do think, there is still a kind of a stigma, you know, people kind of think it's a sign of, you know, maybe you have the wrong attitude and all you have to do is, you know, come on, what have you got to be depressed about? Yeah. And like, I didn't have anything to be depressed about, you know, which made me feel extra guilty. But it's an illness, like any other illness. And I do think attitudes are getting better. I think the more we talk about it, the more acceptable it'll be. And I mean, everybody goes through something at some stage. I mean, that was great for me to learn, that it wasn't just me, that everyone has rough patches in their lives, you know, ups and downs, all of us.
Absolutely. Well, thank goodness that you're writing again.
Well,
so happy, because you never really stopped. You never really stopped.
No, I did, Lorraine. I had about 18 months when I was catatonic and I got nothing done. No, I mean, I couldn't even read a magazine. Jeez. Yeah, I was completely like banjoed in the head, you know. But then it came back kind of like, I always think of kind of like the ground frozen in winter, and then like little shoots began to come up, like little daffodils and little crocuses. And now I'm working on another book as well, which is such a pleasure. Do you know, I really enjoy it.
Well, it's for us too. I mean, for goodness sake, I mean, I love your books. And this new one, now the thing about your books sometimes, it's like you're talking to me.
Oh, thank you.
And it's very, very cinematic. You know, it's very, very vivid. Do you, because obviously, you know, your books have been turned into TV shows and movies. Is that in the back of your head, or would that not work?
No, I'll tell you what works is the idea of having a conversation with somebody. Right. Yeah, I don't really think of kind of being on the big screen, but I think of sitting down and having a chat with someone and being really open and kind of telling them everything. So, I mean, I think from the start that was, I mean, I didn't even know I had a style, but apparently that was my style, conversational. So, yeah, it's just having a chat with a nice friend. And even though I haven't met all my readers, I do feel that, you know, they are my friends and I'm their friend. So that's kind of
in some way, the way that works, because I follow you on Twitter, and you're really good on Twitter, because you do have conversations with people, and that is a way that you know, people that do love and read your books can actually get directly in touch with you.
I love Twitter. I do. I really love it. You know, I never thought I'd be able to do 140 characters because it's so small and like I can't shut up. But I love it. The people you meet on it are so funny, and I do feel like I have again loads of friends that I just haven't met.
No, exactly. I think that's what's so good about it. You can have that instant, sort of reaction.
And you can share. You know, if you're watching something on telly, or you know, if you've bought a new nail varnish, you know, it's very kind of immediate.
Yes, you do talk about nail varnish.
I do. Another one of my many obsessions, yes. I wore me good stuff today for you, Lorraine.
Oh, good, I'm glad.
Yes,
it's perfect. It looks lovely, and it's all shiny and sparkly. And absolutely lovely. And Benedict Cumberbatch sometimes gets a mention as well.
Indeed. Didn't I go to Star Trek on Saturday?
Isn't it the best?
He's fantastic. I even watched Parade's End. I hadn't a notion what was going on in it. 6 episodes, hadn't a clue, but I was watching it for him. Exactly. He's just very special, very charismatic, you know, very, very one-offy.
Now, look, this new one, this new
Yes.
book, which is great because it's going to be half term next week for most parts of the country, so just absolutely spot on timing. Again, tell us the idea of that, what it's about.
Okay, well, I always write about serious issues, but told hopefully in a comic and
Yes.
compassionate way. So this time it is, would you believe it, about depression. It's about a woman called Helen who doesn't even believe depression exists. She thinks if you have a bad day, you just, you know, you eat 2 chocolate muffins and you make a man cry and then you're grand, you know. And she gets poleaxed by it, and it's about, she's a private investigator, so she's having to find this man at the same time as being overtaken by the horrors herself. So she's trying to kind of keep one step ahead of her illness before it flattens her. And so it is actually structured like a thriller, but there are a lot of laughs in it. But it is a fairly, you know, graphic description. A lot of people have told me that they've been helped, not just themselves, you know, having their own depression articulated, but family members have said, oh yeah, okay, now I see what my daughter goes through.
That makes sense.
You know, so hopefully, but it is uplifting, like all my books, I can't help it. It's hopeful, it's uplifting, it's kind of, it's a feel-good read ultimately.
Well, they always are. They always are. And the only trouble with your books is that I can't put them down.
Oh, you
so I end
angel.
up, I end up sort of like, you know, it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I need to be up in 2 hours, and I'm like, I need to find out what happens. I need to find out what happens.
You're lovely.
But it's great.
Thank you so much.
Come back and see me anytime.
I really will. Thank you, Lorraine. You're an angel.
Thank you. It's gorgeous. Right, after the break, for my Miss UK.